Welcome to the EMS department, where lives are saved and heroes are made 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My name is Eli Mallory, and this is your guide to becoming the best emergency medical service professional you can be. So grab your stethoscope, buckle up, and let's get started. You've joined an elite team of emergency responders. It's your job to respond quickly, administer first aid, and transport those in need to safety in order to treat them at the hospital. This might sound daunting, but don't worry. We'll walk you through every step. Let's take a tour of the station and get you familiar with the ins and outs. This is you. You just got hired on. Congratulations. You've joined the team, and now it's time to get you ready for action. So let's get you clocked in and suited up. Alright, let's get you clocked in. It's as easy as selecting the EMS job on the system and hitting that shiny clock in button. And just like that, you're officially on the job. We start right here in the locker room. This is where you'll stash all your personal belongings. Everything goes into the locker that you do not need on duty. But remember, you want to keep your medical gear with you. After all, that's what you'll need out in the field. Now here are a few things you are not allowed to carry while on duty during normal hours. Drugs, firearms, blades, and alcohol. Leave those at home or in the locker. This is a place of healing, not a Wild West showdown. Now that you're clocked in, it's time to suit up. You've got a variety of uniform options, and as your rank goes up, so does your wardrobe. But for now, let's keep it simple. Go ahead and pick the resident uniform. Look at you, all professional, ready to roll, looking sharp. You've got your gear, you're clocked in, and you're almost ready to hit the streets. Just one more thing. Now that you're suited up, it's time to connect with the team. You'll want to switch your radio to Channel 5, the EMS channel. This is how you'll stay in contact with dispatch and your fellow paramedics through your shift. Once you're connected, it's time to announce yourself. Simply say whatever your call sign is, and then 1041, which lets everyone know you're officially clocked in and ready for duty. M01 is 1041. And just like that, you're part of the team. Now let's make sure you've got everything else you'll need to tackle the day. Before things get busy, it's a good idea to grab any drinks and snacks you might need. Our trusty EMS fridge has you covered. Stay hydrated and energized. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. Refreshing. But drinks and snacks aren't the only thing you need to get yourself ready for shift. Now it's time to gear up from the armory. Some items are non-negotiable, like your radio, obviously. You'll need that to stay in touch with your team. A flashlight is always a good idea, especially for those late night calls. You never know when you'll need some shit. You'll never know when you need some... Fuck. You never know, shit. You never know when you'll need to shed some light in this situation. Fuck. I almost had it. You never know when you'll need to shed some light in a situation. Now, as tempting as it might be, please leave the lasers and handcuffs alone for now. You're here to help, not make arrests. Good choice, but here are a few things you will want to grab as well. A Slim Jim for those times we need to pop open a locked vehicle, and of course an AED. This little device can make the difference in saving a life during a cardiac emergency. And if you really want to make it official, why not take a badge? After all, people need to know you're the one they can count on. Wow, that's shiny. You're almost ready to go, superstar. Next stop, the supply closet. This is where you'll grab the rest of your essential gear. Always, make sure you're carrying between 20 and 30 AED pads and first aid kits. These are your bread and butter. You'll be using them with just about every patient. Nothing worse than reaching for a pad during your call and realizing you've run out. Stay stocked, stay ready. And if you're feeling crafty, you can sew up some bandages right here. Just another way to make sure you've got everything you need out in the field. And now, welcome to the main hospital lobby. This is the central hub where we wait before responding to most emergency calls. You'll be spending a lot of time here, so get comfortable. Maybe grab a coffee or make some small talk with your fellow EMTs. Just remember, when you hear that beep 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 from dispatch, it's game time. But until then, enjoy the downtime. Trust me, it won't last long. This video is sponsored by saline, the god of modern medicine, used for all kinds of procedures, like surgery. As well as whatever this is. And don't forget the brain scrambler. Yes, Dr. Johnny, set that dial to 19,000 to get that communist propaganda out of here. And don't forget the amazing hospital food. Our nurses have top-notch stuff here at the Pillbox Hill General Hospital. Back to your scheduled program. Alright, before we hit the road, let's take a moment to talk about the chain of command here in the EMS department. Understanding this is key to knowing who to turn to and what your role is as you climb the ranks. First up, that's you, resident. You're the students of EMS, the future heroes. As a resident, you'll be under the supervision of an FTO, or Field Training Officer, while you get comfortable with our system. You're learning the ropes, and soon enough you'll be ready for more responsibility. Next up is EMT. Once you finish your training, you'll graduate to this level. EMTs can operate solo, which means you can respond to calls, pick up patients, and handle most injuries we deal with on a daily basis. Need to give it a walking stick? The EMTs got it covered. Now when you're ready to take on more responsibility, you might become a paramedic. These are highly trained EMTs with the ability to prescribe wheelchairs and even write some prescriptions as long as no nurse or higher or command staff is on duty. Paramedics can also become field training officers, or FTOs, just like the ones guiding you now. After paramedic, you can become a nurse. Nurses are the key players in the department. They handle small appointments, assist doctors, write prescriptions, and even help with surgeries. Nurses get their hands on a bit of everything, ensuring patients receive top care. Next up, doctor. Doctor manages appointments, train law enforcement in first aid, perform most basic surgeries, and are responsible for declaring individuals deceased when necessary. It's a critical role. Doctors provide care in many forms and help keep the entire department running smoothly. Then there are surgeons. These specialists take the lead on surgeries, but just like everyone else in the department, help out where needed. Whether that's paramedic work, assisting with patients, or leading in life-saving procedures, surgeons are always there to lend a hand. Now, let's talk about the EMS command, starting with some key leadership roles. At this level, we have 3 specific heads overseeing different parts of the department. First, there's the head doctor, responsible for overseeing and supervising all doctors and training nurses to become doctors. Then we have the head nurse, who takes care of the nurses, training paramedics to advance into the nurse position. And finally, the head paramedic, overseeing paramedics, EMTs, and residents. They evaluate performances and determine if you're ready to take that promotional test to move up the ranks. We also have the head FTO. The head FTO does not exist. Their duties have been taken over by high command staff. This is what they do. Responsible for training paramedics and above who want to become FTOs, as well as overseeing all active FTOs and those in training. These are the folks shaping the future of EMS. And don't forget about the head of SPR. The head of SPR does not exist. Their duties have been taken over by high command staff. This is what they do. SPR stands for Sandy Shores Medical Center, Paleto Bay Care Center, and the Roxwood Community Hospital. The head of SPR ensures those facilities are well stocked and that EMS staff is properly distributed across these medical centers. Now we move to the High Command. These are the highest ranking officers in the department, and they take on the big picture leadership. First off, we have the Chief of Staff. Think of them as our HR expert. They handle conflicts, disciplinary actions, and co-lead the department alongside the other high-ranking officials. Then there's the Deputy Chief of EMS, second in command. They assist the Chief in making major decisions and work to keep everything running smoothly. And finally, at the very top, we have the Chief of EMS. The Chief leads the entire department, holding ultimate responsibility for everything that goes on here. They are the ones making the big calls and ensuring our teams can respond to the needs of the community. But even the Chief isn't at the very top of the food chain. Overseeing both the EMS and the fire department is the Director of San Andreas Medical Services. Their job is to assist where needed and make sure the Chief of EMS and the Chief of Fire Department are running things smoothly without any hiccups. It's a lot to take in, but don't worry, you'll learn all of this in time. Remember, every rank is important, and as you grow in skill and knowledge, you'll climb this ladder too. For now, focus on learning, listening, and doing your best to help the team. Welcome to the family! Alright, let's continue our tour of Pillbox and explore the areas of our station and cover what you need to know to keep operations running smoothly. Let's dive in. First up, here's the wheelchair storage. This is where you'll retrieve wheelchairs when they're needed. Remember, only paramedics and above authorized issue wheelchairs, and be sure to document every use. These aren't just expensive, they're potentially dangerous if misused. Next, the front desk. This is where all the magic happens, or at least where calls are managed and first impressions are made. We got a music mixer handy. Sure, it's great for setting the vibe, but let's not stick appropriate tunes, okay? Highway to Hell and Another One Bites the Dust might not send the best message. Speaking of the front desk, meet Nancy, our receptionist. She only works when there are fewer than 2 EMTs or higher on duty. Her job, handling calls when EMS is not clocked in. Nancy's great, but don't make her pick up your slack. Now let's tour the medical rooms. First, we have a plastic surgery office, perfect for those creative emergencies. Next, the main ER. This is where 90% of our patients are treated, so you'll spend a lot of time in here. We also have our doctor offices, used for appointments and the dreaded paperwork. Over here is the X-ray room for diagnosing hard tissue injuries like broken bones, and of course the MRI and CT scan room for scanning soft tissue or brain injuries. Over here are the surgery rooms, equipped to handle serious emergencies. And here's the lab, where we run blood tests and other diagnostics to provide fast and accurate results. Up next, the command offices, home to our leadership team. And also here's the ICU, for patients requiring extended care and close monitoring. Now there's of course the administration office as well. If you're called here, it means either one of 2 things. Either something really good happened, or something really bad. This is also, by the way, where you would collect your paycheck, so make sure to know where it is. And this is our meeting room, where we hold bi-weekly meetings to stay on the same page and share updates. Be sure to bring your questions, and maybe some coffee. Our upstairs area is reserved for 1095 patients, those in police custody. These rooms have lockable doors for security, ensuring everyone stays safe and nobody runs away. And up here is the helicopter pad, exclusively for our Angel Flight pilots. And finally, we have the garage, where you'll pull out our vehicles, ambulances, medic cars, and even the hearse. Yes, you heard that right. Now that you know your way around the station, let's talk about the real heart of EMS. That's right, treating patients. Of course, every patient is different, and their injuries must be handled individually, but let's cover the basics just to get you started. First things first, when you're clocked in and fully stocked on materials, you will use your F1 muscle to access your interaction options. Navigate to Work, and you'll find a variety of tools at your disposal. Let's break them down step by step. Checking a patient's health status should always come first. This gives you a rough idea of their injuries. You can use bandages as needed to treat visible wounds. If a patient is scuffed and can't be treated, you might need to send them to bed, but only in emergency situations. Nancy will take care of them from there, but you only use this option sparingly, please. Next, we have a fine person, which allows you to send the patient their medical bill. Always follow the SOP pricing and set the lorry ID to 0, and provide a clear reason, like ice packs. This keeps things transparent and professional. Remember, they get a little slip from what you have written down, so don't write down anything silly. The stretcher option currently does not work, so avoid using it. As for search, this allows you to check a patient's pockets, but let's be clear, do not ever use this. Taking possessions from a patient is strictly prohibited and should always be left to law enforcement. If you're in a dire situation, use the emergency button. This sends a loud emergency call to all departments, letting them know that you need help urgently. Alternatively, you can also think about /panic. Heal Wounds lets you treat specific injuries identified in the health check, like applying a bandage, but remember this doesn't fully fix the patient. To complete a treatment, use Revive, which restores them entirely. After that, they're usually good to go. You can also use your F1 muscle to navigate Citizen and then Interaction. This is where you find the options like Escort, allowing you to move patients safely. If you prefer, you can also think about /escort. Handy, right? Now let's see it all in action during a real call. Notice how each step builds on the last to ensure the best care possible.
M01, show me 1076 to latest 69.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Hello, sir. This is Celia Mallory from EMS. What seems to have happened today?
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Alright. Take a quick look at you. Yes, I could definitely see some damage here to the spine. I'm going to put you... I'm going to give you a quick C-collar. And I'll just put you in a stretcher real quick. There you go. Alright, let's get you to the hospital. This is M01, show me 1015 to pillbox.
I can't feel my legs.
Okay, sir. Just stay with me. Don't go towards the light.
Oh, it's coming. I can see it's coming.
Right. Coming back here real quick. Alright, let's take a closer look. So your spine seems to be slightly realigned due to the fall, I'm guessing. What's the current pain level on a scale of 1 to 10?
Ow!
Alright, are you allergic to any medication at all?
No.
Have you taken drugs or alcohol in the past 48 hours?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna give you some pain then. Some pain relievers, sorry. There we go. Give you something to help with your spine. Make you realign it. See, you're bleeding there a bit, so I'm just going to clean the wound real quick and get some stitches. Just like that. And this looks pretty much done. Just finish off with an ice pack.
Again, Doc?
I'm there, so you'll be able to walk again. Just take it easy for the next couple of days and it should be fine. Alright, there we go. Just 1 second, I'm going to charge you real quick. And there you go,
What
sir.
affordable healthcare.
Indeed, sir. Hope you stay safe out there, and if you have any other questions, feel free to come back and we'll get you helped out.
Well done, well done. Are we good, Eli?
Yeah, we're good.
And there you have it. That's how we do it. At the end of your shift, be sure to clock out and announce your call sign followed by 1042. For example, M01 is 1042. Have a nice night, everyone. And with that, you're ready to tackle EMS duties. Of course, there's always more to learn, and no two situations are alike here at EMS, but don't worry, you're not alone. Your FTOs and command team are here to guide you, whether through emails or on duty. So smile, you're the face of EMS. Now go out there and save some lives.